Are you more valuable than a dog or a cat, or for that matter, a tree?
Are you more valuable than a Pokemon, Dennis? No, I literally mean it, Dennis. Are you more valuable than a Pokemon? Oh, you're not? I thought you said you were more valuable than a Pokemon. I guess that means that Pokemon are more valuable than you, Dennis.
It's you and I.
Hey everybody, today we have a video by Dennis Prager, who of course thinks that secularism devalues humans, when in reality it doesn't. He uses the idea that humans are above animals, but they are animals, which is kind of contradictory, and he tries to bring this idea that we need Christian values to be good when he knows that's not true. Let's get into this video.
Are you more valuable than a dog or a cat, or for that matter, a tree?
Actually, no, we're all connected through genetics. Crisp and his colleagues analyzed the genome sequences of 40 different animal species, ranging from fruit flies to roundworms to celebifish, gorillas, and humans. For each gene in the genome, the scientists search existing databases to find close matches both among other animals and among non-animals, including plants, fungi, bacteria, viruses. When an animal gene more closely matched a gene from a non-animal than other animals, the researchers took a closer look using certain methods to determine whether the internal database search had missed something. In all, researchers have pinpointed hundreds of genes that appear to have been transfigured from bacteria, fungi, and other microorganisms and plants to animals. They reported online today in genome biology. In the case of humans, they found over 145 genes that seem to have been jumped from similar organisms, including 17 that have been reported in the past to have possibly been horizon genes from transfer. To determine the scale of HGT across well-characterized taxonomic groups, we have examined 12 Drosophila species, 4 Caenorhabditis species, and 10 primates, for which high-quality genome and transcriptome are available. For each transcript genome, we calculated the HGT index H, the difference between the bit scores and the best non-Metrozoic and the best Metazoic matches, which gives a relative quantitative measure of how well a given gene alleles to non-Metazoic versus Metazoic sequences, with each positive number including a better alignment to Metazoic species, quotes the genome biology, whatever. So yes, humans are animals. This is just an argument from ignorance.
One of the biggest differences between Judeo-Christian values and secular values concerns this very issue, the worth of the human being. According to the Judeo-Christian value system, human beings are infinitely valuable. On the other hand, secular humanism devalues the worth of humans. As ironic as it may sound, The God-based Judeo-Christian value system renders humans infinitely more valuable than any humanistic value system.
27. So God created man in his own image, and in the image of God created him, male and female, he, them. Genesis 1:27, King James Version. The problem with this is that it creates a hierarchical structure where Yahweh determines what is human and what isn't. In addition to that, I'm pretty sure that early versions of the text only had Yahweh made man in his image, and which meant that, of course, Yahweh was determining that women are not human. That is not to mention the fact that the writers of the Bible only saw the Hebrew Israelites that they claim to have exist as real humans and everybody else as being subhuman or not even human at all. Note, the Bible was even pro-human sacrifice at one time. How is this better than equality? Can Prager, you answer that?
The reason is simple. If there is no God, human beings are only material beings, and therefore not worth anything beyond the matter of which they are composed.
He brings up the whole idea of nihilism, but however, he does not realize that sapient life is the most dangerous thing to the natural order of the universe. The reason why I say that is because sapient life has the ability to learn how to control every aspect of everything around it. Yes, of course, in a way, the universe doesn't care that we exist. However, our ability to learn to control things makes us the most dangerous thing to life existing on this planet, and one of the few things that can save our planet from natural destruction. Yes, of course, we have an importance, but it's to us. And because we are codependent upon things within nature, some of us also give an importance to nature itself.
But in the Judeo-Christian system, human beings are created in the image of God, meaning that human life is sacred. In other words, we are either created in the image of carbon atoms and therefore not worth much more than carbon, or we are created in the image of God and therefore infinitely valuable.
We are not created, we are developed, and we are not developed in the image of anything. We are developed by hard chemistry becoming biological chemistry through the process of natural selection.
Our secular post-Judeo-Christian society has rendered human beings less significant than at any time in Western history.
Actually, it was Christian moral values that allowed the propagation of sexism, racism, hatred of LGBT people, and a long list of discrimination, as well as a system of complete subordination. None of those things are part of today's moral human values.
First, the secular denial that human beings are created in God's image has led to humans increasingly being equated with animals. That's why, over the course of 30 years of asking high school and college students if they would first try to save their dog or a stranger, 2/3 have always voted against the person. They either don't know what they would do, or they actually vote for the dog. And many adults now vote similarly.
This is almost completely false. We have seen studies to where people have been more empathetic to things that were dimorphic to themselves because of evolutionary biology. However, we have an emotional, or we do get emotional attachments to things sometimes, regardless if they are human or not. Think of why we have people who are basically hoarders. To them, they're trying to preserve the past.
Why? There are two reasons. One is that with the denial of the authority of higher values, such as religious teachings, people increasingly make moral decisions on the basis of how they feel. And since just about everybody feels more for their dog than for a stranger, many people simply choose the dog. The other reason is that once you get rid of Judeo-Christian values, there's no reason for elevating human worth over that of an animal. That's why people estranged from Judeo-Christian values, including many Jews and Christians, support programs such as Holocaust on Your Plate. Holocaust on Your Plate is a campaign developed by the animal rights group People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals, PETA, that teaches that there is no difference between the barbecuing of chickens in America and the burning of Jews in the Holocaust. Why? Because a human and a chicken are of equal worth.
PETA is a crazy, lunatic vegan organization that does similar things to you, Prager, in the methods of using emotional appeals and other bad persuasion tactics to get people to support something.
Here's an issue that is neither theoretical nor extreme. More and more people believe, as PETA does, that even if it would lead to a cure for cancer or AIDS, it would be wrong to experiment on animals. In fact, many animal rights advocates believe that even to save a human life, it would be wrong to kill a pig to obtain a heart valve. The 20th century showed vividly what happens to human worth when Judeo-Christian values are abandoned. Nazi Germany and the various communist regimes all rejected Judeo-Christian values and ended up slaughtering the largest number of people in human history. For Nazism, Jews and members of other non-Aryan groups were declared worthless and murdered in the millions. For communists, human worth was determined solely by communist parties which murdered tens of millions of people.
Yes, of course, Stalin was an atheist, but however, he was also an authoritarian. Hitler was a tribalistic Christian authoritarian who believed that one group of people was superior to everybody else.
Only by rejecting Judeo-Christian values could Nazis declare Jews, Slavs, and others subhuman. And only by rejecting Judeo-Christian values could communist regimes slaughter those they called class enemies. Individual human life meant nothing. Meanwhile, human slavery was abolished only in the Judeo-Christian world. And of course, for nearly all those who reject Judeo-Christian values, the human fetus is worthless if its mother deems it so. Finally, there's an increasingly vocal part of the environmentalist movement that also denigrates human worth. For these individuals, the human being is not infinitely precious. Trees and rivers and mountains are. So, are you more valuable than a dog or a cat or a tree? That depends on your value system.
Well, I'm happy that this video from Dennis Prager is over since, of course, he made a lot of really bad arguments. I mean, a lot. I'm sorry about the mistakes that happened earlier, but it is what it is. If you guys like my video, please share it with as many people as you can. I would like to get this channel to grow, and I really like the fact that you guys like what I do. I also hope that you guys continue to support my work. Anyways, also, if you wish to follow me on Twitter, Facebook, or Patreon, those links are in the description down below. Thank you, and leave a thumbs up on the video as well. Bye.